Coming up, get ready to learn who your new city council representatives are. And later, are Iowa City schools monitoring kids' social media accounts? Stick around to find out more.
Dallas, we have women's basketball and volleyball to talk about today in sports.
Hey, Tanner. We have a Hawkeye football presser first, later in sports.
Even though it's still fall, it sure feels more like winter, so you might want to brace yourself when I say there's more winter temperatures heading our way. Stay tuned for weather to find out more.
All that and more coming up on this Wednesday morning edition of DITV News. Grab a seat, DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Emily Callahan. Last week we spoke with 3 city council representatives and 2 of them took the city council seats. Last night your city council picks were revealed at Big Grove. Janice Weiner and Laura Burgess are the new city council representatives, beating out Megan Alter. Both got more than 70% of the vote and are ready to start working. Iowa City Community School District received a $187,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Justice to monitor students' social media accounts for warning signs that students may hurt themselves or peers. A majority of the funding will be used to hire a civilian coordinator to lead a new threat assessment team. The team would evaluate content and categorize incidents to determine their severity. The civilian coordinator would make a $50,000 salary. The Iowa City Community School District has budgeted $77,000 for 2 years of monitoring services. It was pretty nice out this morning. What I hear, it's supposed to get a lot colder, but let's hear more with Melissa in the weather studio.
Thanks, Emily. Here's a look at what the temperatures are going to be like throughout the country for the rest of November. The west and the southwest in the country are going to experience temperatures that are going to be warmer than average, but other than that, the rest of the country is going to be colder than normal. And just our luck that the upper Midwest is going to be the coldest part, but at least for us in Iowa, it's just going to be cold, not the coldest. But the cold hasn't come to us just yet, so let's take a look at the weather for today. Today's high is going to be 53 degrees with partly cloudy skies and winds around 15 miles per hour. As we head to tonight, the temperature will drop to a chilly 21 degrees, and it will be cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. Now let's take a look at the extended forecast. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high of 34 and a low of 18 with winds around 12 miles per hour. On Friday, it will be cloudy with a high of 36. Then this weekend on Saturday, it will be partly cloudy with a high in the upper 40s, and on Sunday, it will be partly cloudy with a high in the upper 30s with 14-mile-an-hour winds. Then next week on Monday, it will be partly cloudy and it'll drop to the mid-20s. Looks like today might be the last warm day, maybe even of the year. Emily, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Melissa. I know that besides talking about the weather, you're a pretty big TikTok fan, but many teenagers around the world may be familiar with the app, but it's soon coming under fire from Congress. We have Daily Iowan reporter Will Silverstein in the studio with more on the story.
Thanks, Emily. Have you ever thought TikTok was watching you? Congress certainly seems to think so. With over 100 million Americans on the app, TikTok has reached the attention of certain lawmakers, and not because they want to hit the whoa.
The threat isn't just to children's privacy. It's a threat to our national security. We don't know what China can do with this kind of social data in aggregate, what it tells China about our society. They can see who we talk to, what we talk about, where we congregate, what we capture on video. Not all of TikTok's users are just kids. Some work in government or for the military. Others are celebrities or work for major American companies in positions of influence. What does it mean for China to have a window into such users' social lives? Why would we leave that window open?
3 senators, including Hawley, have asked the Trump administration to investigate the Chinese company that owns TikTok, named ByteDance. As the story unfolds, parents, keep an eye out for your teen's TikTok. Emily, back to you.
Thanks, Will. But we all know Iowa City's favorite TikToker is Keith Duncan. Let's hear a little bit more about what he and the Hawks are doing in sports.
The Iowa football team is back in action this weekend after they got a chance to rest up and have some extra preparation time during their bye week.
Here's what the team had to say before their showdown in Madison on Saturday.
We had some really good practices last week. We came out and we were just having fun, and we were on the same page. I think that was Friday. Man, it was just crazy just to see how if the defense goes out there and we're just having fun with it and everybody's out there just playing ball, we can be one of the best teams in the country.
You know, being a physical runner, you love being in these games. It's very exciting, and you know, you have that chip on your shoulder. You want to run hard every play, and you know, these are the games you live for.
They're tough just because they make you work for your yards. They make you work for stuff. Like I said, they play good team football, and that's what you kind of want from a defense. And that's going to be a challenge for us, but we're going to be ready to go. Like I said, we got to have a good preparation this week, just preparing for them, having good film studies, and just being ready to go at 3 o'clock Saturday.
Currently, the Badgers are second in the Big Ten West with the Hawks in third. If Iowa was to win on Saturday, it would put them ahead of Wisconsin in the West.
Now heading over to the hardwood, the Iowa women's basketball team is coming off an impressive season last year. But with Megan Gustafson, Tanaya Davis, and Hannah Stewart gone, the Hawks have big shoes to fill heading into this season.
Head coach Lisa Bluter and veteran Kathleen Doyle are confident that the team they have as the season gets underway is ready.
Obviously, we're coming off a pretty historic year, and the excitement of our team is still there. You might think that's kind of crazy, considering what we lost, but when you have that type of success, you just want more, and you know what it takes to get it now. We know what we lost. I mean, we lost 3 key ingredients, 3 terrific starters that had tremendous experience for our basketball team, but this team's not ready to throw up the white flag. The cast of characters may have changed, but the culture is the same, the joy of playing, the work ethic, all those things remain.
Well, it's interesting. Even last year, we didn't really, people thought we were going to be really good, and we really didn't, care what they thought either. It's obviously flattering when people think you're going to be good before the season, but all that matters is, what you believe your team can do. And I think it's the same this year. People don't think as much of us, maybe, because of our graduating seniors, but, we know what we have in our locker room, and we believe in each other and our abilities, so we just have to go and prove it. You never know what's going to happen in a season, and yeah, we definitely have a chip on our shoulder because we still have that belief in ourselves.
The Hawks will take on Florida Atlantic tomorrow night at 6:30 in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And speaking of changes, the Iowa volleyball team has been hit with some key injuries and have had to move their roster around to accompany for those losses.
We have DITV sports reporter Maddie McKieran live in the newsroom to tell us more. Maddie, can you talk about what is going on with the volleyball team lately?
Thanks, Tanner. Yeah, the Iowa volleyball team has some spots to fill this year. Earlier this season, Megan Bizzario went down with a torn ACL. That leaves one outside hitting position open. And just last week, Bree Orr was sidelined with a concussion that could last the rest of the season. This caused the team to move outside hitter Courtney Bizzario to now set. This leaves 2 open outside hitting positions that they need to fill.
Maddie, what will the Hawks need to do in order to win against Illinois tonight and number 8 ranked Nebraska on Saturday?
You know, they're really going to need to find a solid lineup so they can get a rhythm going and obviously be able to mesh well, but also ultimately play well together.
Heading forward, who are some of the players on the team that can help the Hawks bounce back?
You know, they have a lot of young potential. They have 2 sophomores, Courtney Bizzario and Maddie Slagle, to help out. But then they also have Bree Orr and Hallie Johnston returning for their senior seasons.
Thanks, Maddie. The Hawks will hope to snap their 2-game losing streak in Carver Hawkeye Arena tonight against the Fighting Illini. But unfortunately, that is all we have in sports today. But tune in tomorrow to hear from Tom Brand and the rest of the Hawkeye wrestling team.
Can you smell what Hawkeye wrestling is cooking? Emily, back to you at the desk.
All right, thank y'all. Let's get ready for zero gravity kicks. Adidas has just signed a partnership with the International Space Station. Adidas said it plans to study the range of motion in the human body and how zero gravity affects muscle development. The partnership will focus on testing products in zero gravity. Adidas will be the first brand to test footwear improvements in space. Tests are scheduled to start early next year, so look forward to out-of-this-world designs coming from this interstellar partnership. But that's all we have for you this morning on DITV News. Be sure to head over to thedailyiowan.com for all your news between Monday and Friday. And if that isn't enough The Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out the print edition of the news on stands now. For DITV News, I'm Emily Callahan. Stay cool, Iowa City.